Remember last year, May, when Resident Evil Village was released? Resident Evil Reverse was supposed to be released with that. Well, it delayed and delayed again and yet again delayed. And now finally, after almost fucking year and a half, Resident Evil Reverse is finally live. But let me discuss. I have only played one match today, so it's been live since today. Let's talk about the differences that I saw comparing the last year's open beta and the full release now. So, in a nutshell, I'm quite disappointed because I expected them to really, even scrap the original idea and making a kind of whole new online experience. But like now, after it's been fully released and live, I wonder what the hell were they doing the last 1.5 years. I mean, there are some differences. They added Resident Evil coins and other customization that wasn't available in the beta, and probably not, they were not planning to add them initially. But the gameplay is pretty much intact. I haven't really noticed any difference gameplay wise, and I really expected them to even build it from the ground up, because they said last year, the end of last year, or was it like autumn, fall last year, they said, okay, we are pushing it to next year. And then I thought it would be early next year, when, well, we are now closing the Halloween, the end of 2022, and it's just been released now, so it took even longer than I expected, and I just can't see waiting is not justified here, because I can't see any huge differences. The same team is responsible of this Reverse than who was responsible of the awesome, I think personally, Resident Evil Resistance that I really loved, because I prefer more the cooperative online gaming than competitive online gaming. That really is the focus of Resident Evil Reverse, when Resistance was cooperative nature online multiplayer. So yeah, and speaking of content, as of now, okay, it's just been released and it's just been live from today, so I'll give them a little bit mercy here. But yeah, the content wise, it's really, really bare boned. It pretty much only has one mode. 6 players, free for all, everyone's against everyone. You kill the player, he or she changes to creature, and then he or she can revenge them by killing them or whatever, killing other monsters who are on the map or just humans. That's pretty much it. It's so simple, and being it so simple, I expected the gameplay to be flawless. The gameplay has to be really good when the game itself is really simple, but for me, I think the gameplay, just controls and moving the character, Resistance did it better, in my opinion. But of course, there will be probably many updates and patches for the next year or so. I hope the game will be supported and there will be enough players that they can support the game. But like in Resistance, it received post-launch many new maps. Or did it get maps? New maps? I think it did. I can't really remember any, but it did get new characters for sure. So I'm hoping Rivers will be expanded a lot more, adding new characters, adding new maps, adding new game modes. Did I say it already? And yeah, especially game modes. I think this game really needs more game modes. Okay, Resistance didn't really have either for just one game mode, but I think that the Reverse is focused on competitive online multiplayer. I think that requires really for them to add more game modes. I mean, Resistance had only one, but it was enough because it was, it was much more varied. It wasn't just simple kill all like in Reverse. It had much more complicated combat system and the idea behind the game. But yeah, I hope there will be, especially new game modes, new characters will always be welcomed. Definitely new maps because, last year's PETA only had RPD, like Raccoon Police Department map. And I don't know how many maps there are in the final release. But I played Baker's House from Resident Evil 7, so that's a new added map. It said on the patch notes because it received a couple of days ago a new patch, and it said new map added, Baker's House. But I don't know how many maps there are, like now initially. I don't think there will be many maps like, okay, there's RPD, Baker's House, maybe Raccoon City Streets, I'm thinking. But that remains to be seen as I play the game more to see the maps. But yeah, when you just start matchmaking, it just randomizes the map that you are playing. You can choose it. And like, as of now, I didn't see that even that you can host a game. I'm pretty sure there is, because of course someone has to host online matches, but yeah, I mean, that's not a big problem, but I only played one game very quickly. I didn't get into it more to the main menu selections and whatnot. But yeah, I played Baker's House map, my first match was in that map. But yeah, I only have played one match, so I'm not, saying anything yet, but I'm quite disappointed that I didn't see much differences comparing the last year's beta and now the full release. But I hope that there will be many changes that you can see the longer you play, those small yet important changes. But from the first inside, I didn't really see any big changes. But yeah, and also back when I made a video of what the hell is going on, Capcom pushed it to next year. I speculated that maybe this means there will be an actual native PS5 version of the game, because it was initially quite, I would say quite surprisingly only coming to last gen consoles, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, and of course PC, but not Xbox Series consoles and PS5. And now, 1.5 years later, there's still no current gen versions. It's only for PS4, Xbox One and PC, which is kind of surprising that they didn't use this extra time, this long extra time to really, add the current gen versions to the mix. But yeah, I don't know why. So like I said, I just don't see this long wait justifies the changes that I have personally seen, which are very small. But of course, I don't play much online gaming, and this is my kind of the only game right now that I will be spending time, and hopefully there will be enough players, and hopefully there will be a shitload of post-launch content that will be free, I hope. But yeah, I think there will be free, like in Resistance, because really, like in Resistance, you got it included in Resident Evil 3, so you paid the full price of Resident Evil 3, so it wasn't really free game, Resistance, as now Reverse isn't free either, because it came with Resident Evil Village. So you have pretty much paid for that, so I expect them to add free content post-launch. Anyway, this is it, and I'm going to now play some more Reverse, and hopefully I will enjoy it and get used to the new competitive natured game, because this is really different than Resistance. But then again, maybe that was their focus, to make a completely new experience and not just make a Resistance 2 which would follow the same formula. Anyway, now I'm signing out. Have a good day and see you in the next one.